Good morning. How are you diddling? Excellent. Me too. Thank you very much for asking. Welcome to another episode of Days Confused and Generally Buggered, the daily show that I'm doing every single day, hence it being daily, where I talk to you about social media and video and try and answer as many of your questions as I possibly can do. If you didn't know who I am, if you probably don't, I am Simon Scholes, founder and creative director of Perception Studios, which is there. I've got to remember which way I've got to point. The visual marketing agency. We're an award-winning visual marketing agency, and we help brands and businesses create social content that really helps them get out there in a different way, be it cinemagraphs or video work like 3D GIFs or documentaries or all sorts of different stuff. We help companies make video content for, but specifically social media content. And a few years ago, I realized I wanted to try and help as many people as I possibly could. I wanted to have a legacy of being known as the guy who helped people rather than just created videos. So I went back on what my knowledge is, and my knowledge is marketing. I have a degree in marketing. I'd worked in marketing for a long time with a lot of big brands, a lot of big businesses, some big blue chip companies, not working for them, but them hiring me and the business that I worked for into their company to try and help them with their marketing, their audio marketing, that kind of stuff. So I used that knowledge and my social media knowledge and created the How to 9 Times Your Social Media process, which is basically helping you create content on a regular basis for free just by making your content work harder for you. So yeah, it's been an interesting few years, just kind of pivoting myself ever so slightly rather than the business. My visual marketing agency still does what it does, still does what it says on the tin, still makes videos, animations, aerial work, photography work, visual work for businesses. But I've pivoted myself ever so slightly in my brand, my personal brand, and become the guy who hopefully people come to for a bit of help to answer some social media questions, answer some video questions, and get some free advice, because free is my favorite 4-letter word, FREE, not the number 3. So let's have a quick look. If you are joining us this morning, by the way, drop a message in the comments. Just say, hello, I'm watching, and tell us who you are and where you are. Even tell us what your business is. You can give your business a good old plug and get some free advertising for your business right now in the comments, wherever you're watching. Leave a message just saying, hello, this is my business and this is what we do. And we may even get you on the live stream. In the comments at the moment, we've got Ed McIntyre, who's asking how I'm diddling. I am diddling just fine. Thank you very much. Feeling really good this morning, actually. I don't know whether it's because Max has gone down to sleep pretty much on time, so I'm able to go live on time, or if it's just I did a good workout this morning, did the Joe Wicks workout, had a good breakfast. I think I almost even had a half decent night's sleep. Max woke up once, about 4 o'clock, I think it was. So yeah, for those of you wondering, by the way, who the hell Max is, I have a 17-month-old toddler. My wife is an NHS key worker, so she's working every single day. So my day is led by Max until she gets home. So he's napping right now. He's, like I say, he's 18 months old. So he's asleep. So I get to do my live stream and a little bit of work in between. And then he wakes up and we play this afternoon. I don't know what we're going to do. Probably some drawing, I think. I've got some big sheets of card. Anyway, this is not to talk about what to do with your kids. This is to answer your social media and video questions. So if you've got any questions right now about your social media channels, about your video channels, just let me know what they are in the comments. I'll do my best to answer as many of them as I possibly can do. And in the meantime, I'm going to talk about a few important bits and pieces that I think are connected, especially to social media. And number one is planning, which you kind of covered off a little bit yesterday. And then 2 other really key and important pieces of information for you. Because, yeah, too many people think they're going to get a quick result. And we need to talk about that a little bit, I think, because yeah, that ain't going to happen. So while you're busy commenting at the moment, don't forget you can join my How to 9 Times Your Social Media group on Facebook, completely free. And the top link, it's written there. So How to 9 Times Your Social Media. It's How to 9x Your Social Media. So go to that group, find it on Facebook, and the top link on that group is a free copy of my #1 book, How to 9 Times Your Social Media. and it'll take you through the whole process I take all my clients through. It is completely free. You fill in some details. If you want my newsletter, brilliant. If you want emails from me, great. If you don't, you never have to hear from me again. You could watch this live stream right now and it'd be the only time you ever hear from me. You will never have to hear from me again, but you might as well get a free book and get some free value, because it's going to help you start creating content that won't cost you a penny to create. So yeah, go and join the group, and I'd love to see you in there. And whatever, like I say, it doesn't cost anything, and you get some free advice. So awesome. Anyway, in the meantime, let's talk about planning. I did kind of go over planning a little bit yesterday, but so many people have asked more questions about putting together a plan. How do you do it? What do you do? So when I sit down with my clients, and this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you through what I do with my clients. When I sit down with my clients, I sit down with them and we go through an entire year. So it takes us quite a few hours to plan an entire year. And what we do is we look for events and things that are happening that can connect to their marketing, that kind of intrigues them, and so that we can create content that's going to really work for their audience. So once you know who your audience is, then you can start planning your content. Right now, that's probably a bit of an overwhelm for anybody who's sat there thinking, I just want to start creating more content. I know at the moment people want content, but I don't really know what it is that I want to create. So in that case, you just need to be creating more content. But unless you put a plan in place, you end up with a bit of a scattergun approach. You end up with a bit of a case of, and don't get me wrong, everyone's done this at some point or another, even me. Oh, you know what? I've not posted on Instagram for a while. I better post something on Instagram. So you sit there and you come up with your photograph and your description and your hashtags, and you post it on Instagram, and then you go, right, okay, put your phone down. And then the next day you say, oh, you know what? Crap. I've not posted on Twitter for absolutely ages. So you get your phone, you're doing all this, you go through, you post on Twitter. Hopefully you put a photograph with it, because on Twitter, obviously, it's a feed of letters and words. So if you can put something in there that's going to make people stop in their tracks, brilliant. So put a photograph in there. But then that message on that is probably completely different to your Instagram message. And then you put your phone down again, and then you pick it up again the next day because you haven't posted on Facebook for a while. And then you put it down again, and then you pick it up again the next day because you haven't done a video for a while for YouTube. And you just end up with a scattergun approach where your audience don't know what the hell you're talking about. Everything's all over the place. You're talking about this and that and the other, and it's all a bit mishmash. And there's no real direction to what you're talking about. Now, you've got a direction for your business. I'm sure at the very start of this year, you sat down and wrote your goals. Nobody thought 2020 was going to include the goals of staying home rather a lot, but you sat down and wrote your goals. So why did you not put together a marketing plan, or at least consider the idea of putting together weekly marketing plans or monthly marketing plans, so that you have an idea where you're going with your content? So what I suggest you do is get a spreadsheet and create a marketing plan. Put together some bits and pieces where you can go, right, this is what I'm going to talk about then, this is what I'm going to talk about here, and just have all the dates. Have like a calendar on your spreadsheet, or even use a calendar on your phone or a calendar on your computer, and write in each and every single day or each week what you're going to be talking about each week and how you're going to start the week. Whether it be that your blog's going to go on a Monday and you're going to start talking about that content from a Monday, or you're going to start talking about that content from a Wednesday. Put your plan in place so that you know what you're going to be talking about each and every single week, each and every single day. So you can put content out that isn't going to be scattergun anymore, because it's going to be about one particular subject matter. I have a spreadsheet that I use. It's not actually on this machine, but if I remember, because I do have a very bad memory lately, because I finish doing this and I go off to work, and then I've got to look after Max, and I come back to work, and then I have some dinner, and then come back to work. So my brain's all over the place. So if I forget to do this, just remind me. But I've got a spreadsheet that I use with my clients as well. That might help you, that you can download. Complete, again, won't cost you a penny, and you don't have to fill in the details. I'll just give you the link to go download it. And it's a spreadsheet that I use that helps people plan month by month. Each tab is for a different month, and it lets you plan the months and look. You can even write in what special days are happening, what special events are happening, all that kind of stuff. So whether it's like a work anniversary, or you run a shoe shop and it's National Shoe Day, or it's National Running Day, so you want to get people to make sure that they get the gait tested, all those kind of things. So I'll put that somewhere for you to download off my website. Just remind me to do it, because otherwise I will forget. I've got a brain like a sieve at the moment. But I truly believe that planning your content is hugely important at the moment. If you're not planning, you're just going to end up with that scattergun approach. You don't see any of the big brands ever scattergunning that approach their content and what they're going to be talking about. Even brands like IKEA, who I've worked with in the past, they sit down, they plan their content, they have a marketing calendar, and they plan their content year by year, actually on an 18-month basis, and they understand where they're going with their content, and they understand what they're going to be talking about, and they try not to muddy the waters as well. So remember, each subject matter, so you might be talking about, you might be a mobile phone, and you might be talking about the iPhone. So, okay, you're talking about the iPhone, and then you can split that down into the different types of iPhone, and then you can split that down into the capabilities of the different types of iPhone. But specifically, you're talking about the iPhone, so you're advertising the iPhone. And you'll see IKEA doing this. Obviously, their adverts aren't going out at the moment because the stores aren't open. But IKEA do this by going, right, at the moment, we're talking about bedrooms. At the moment, we're talking about kitchens. At the moment, we're talking about living rooms. Now, all those are things that are massive subject matters. You still just look at it as going, all right, kitchens or living rooms or bathrooms or what have you. But actually, then when you start to think a little bit deeper into it, you go, well, hang on a minute. A bathroom could be a new shower head, or it could be a bath mat, or it could be a new bath, or it could be a shower curtain. And then you go, right, kitchens, well, that could be crockery, it could be cutlery, it could be glasses, it could be this, it could be that, it could be the. So they're being really clever with their marketing and going, right, okay, we're going to like talk about one specific subject matter every quarter, but then you can break that down into multiple pieces. And that's what you need to start thinking about with your content, be it on a daily or a weekly basis. I have one subject matter, and I'm going to break that down into lots of other little subject matters that I can talk about for the coming week and make content connected around that, be it tweets or visuals or small videos or long videos, whatever it is that you're going to create to go alongside that. That's what you start to think of doing. So as an accountant, you go, right, it's tax season. I'm talking about fuel at the moment and how people can save money on fuel. And then what you start doing is talking about, maybe one day you talk about electric vehicles, the next day you talk about hybrid vehicles, the next day you talk about fuel and what kind of mileage you can collect, or whether it's better to actually just take the money from the petrol station and just claim on every single bit of fuel that you put in your car, all those kind of things. So think about really planning your marketing, and that goes for anything at all as well. So you don't have to be a business to plan your content. You could be creating a small YouTube channel. If you've got that plan in place and you know what you're going to be creating, it also gives you that focus for creating content on a regular basis. Because one of the things that so many people do is they will start creating content on YouTube and not get anywhere, and then they stop because then they're having to come up with ideas. Whereas if you've got that plan in place and you're going, okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, that's when I'm going to put content out 3 times a week, and I'm going to talk about X, Y, and Z on each of those days. You've got your plan in place. You can film it beforehand. You can even get it scheduled up onto YouTube, and then YouTube will do the hard work and push it out to people for them to watch. So don't get too tied down in the idea that actually planning your content is a difficult thing to do, because it's really not. You can actually plan your content and be laughing straight away. Quick hello to some of the guys who've tuned in from 11's hour. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the live stream. If you are new to the live stream, please do just drop a comment in, or if you're an old hand at a live stream, drop a comment in whatever channel you're watching on, be it Twitch, Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, How to 9 Times Your Social Media group, or the Perception Studios UK Facebook group. Just say hello, let us know you're out there. I can hear you breathing, so you might as well say hello. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Ed McIntyre, as a small YouTube channel with the capability of monetizing videos, even though you're earning next to nothing, is it still worth putting ads onto videos, or should you go no display ads and let your channel grow to a good number, which should be able to add a bit from the ads? Personally, I've got, I think it's about 6,000 subs on my YouTube channel. I don't monetize. Number one, like you say, it's such a small amount, you're never really going to see that money. Not at the moment, because you have to earn, I think the equivalent, it's $100. So it's about £60, I think it is in the UK, that you have to earn before you will even see that money. well, your AdSense amount will probably be quite low unless you've got very high retention on your content. So you'll probably be earning pennies per video. So if you've just got monetization, that means you've just got 1,000 subscribers. And that's not me saying just, I'm just saying as in you've literally just passed the 1,000 subscriber mark. That's a good going, but unless all 1,000 of those people are regularly watching your content, like you say, you're not going to make a lot of money. And it's almost an off-putting for a lot of people. That's why there are things like ad blockers available on different platforms, because people don't want to have to watch adverts. So actually, you're better off not putting the adverts onto your content until you have an audience who will probably maybe watch an advert just to support you. But the fact of the matter is actually most YouTubers, although you can make a lot of money from AdSense, Joe Wicks is a prime example at the moment. He's raising money for the NHS charities. He's doing exercise classes every single day. He's getting millions of people watching his content every single day. And over 4 weeks, he made £91,000. That's a lot of cash for a few million people watching your content. But you've got to get to that stage where millions of people are watching your content. So actually, a lot of people will not watch stuff because there's an advert on it. So just don't bother. And most influencers make their content and make their money from external brand advertising rather than actually YouTube advertising. Don't get me wrong, they make money from YouTube advertising as well. I've worked with YouTubers in the past where we've done a split on revenue and it's done quite nicely. Thank you very much, which is great. But that's when they've already got that audience who are literally going to want to see their content anyway, so they're going to see the adverts. For you, you want to just make sure that your audience is seeing your content. So just get it out there. Just don't give them any reason whatsoever to click off and not watch your content, because you're just going to make a pittance, and you're far better off building that audience, making sure your retention times are nice and high, making sure that people are watching your content and giving value for it, actually commenting on your content, liking it, interacting with it, sharing it around with people that they know, so that then your audience grows and grows and grows and grows. And then you get to that stage where if you really want to, you can put AdSense on, or better still, in your case, Ed, for example, someone like Leeds United come along and say, we want to sponsor your podcast and we want to sponsor your YouTube channel. In fact, we want to sponsor all of your social media because we think you are the person we want to connect and attach to Leeds United. That's a better way of looking at it and thinking, right, okay, I can make money that way further down the line, rather than looking at the instant cash right in front of you at the moment. It's not important. Really not important. Keep growing that audience. Hopefully that's answered your question in a not too convoluted way. I think I was fairly convoluted, but anyway. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us. If you have just joined us on the live stream, this is Days Confused and Generally Buggered. For those of you wondering why it's called that, I'll give you the answer. Basically, this mug was my dad's. He passed away a few years ago, and that's one of the things I inherited. And I thought it kind of was fairly apt right now at the moment. I think we're all feeling a little bit dazed and confused. I don't know if you're feeling generally buggered. I do at the end of most days. But yeah, I think we're all just a little bit, whoa, what's going on? And how can I keep my brand and my business growing so that people give a damn about me when we come out the other side of this? So yeah. Quick hello to Hazard Boy. Hello, Hazard Boy. Are you an Eden Hazard fan by any chance? Or are you a Lizard fan? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. He's watching on Twitch. Thank you very much for joining us. So moving on to the next bits and pieces that I was going to talk about. So I was talking about the fact that you should be planning your content. The next thing I want to talk about is social media is not a magic pill. So many brands, so many businesses still believe that social media will cure all their ills. It will not. Let that sink in. It will not. Okay? You've got to get out of your head right now. Social media is not going to make your business fly by just putting out one tweet or just putting out one video on YouTube. You've just got to get that out of your head right now. Quickly looking at the comments, because Hazard Boys come back to me. No, just named after Hazard, but my name starts with A. Oh, cool. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. There you go. There are worse people to be named after. One of the best footballers in the world, and I'm not even a Chelsea fan. Or where is he now? Real Madrid, isn't he? Yeah, I think that's where he's gone, isn't it? Anyway, So social media is not a magic pill. It's not going to cure all your business problems. It can, though, help you grow an audience of people who give a shit about you as a brand, who give a damn about what it is that you've got to say and enjoy the value that you can give them with your content. And that doesn't matter whether you're a business or whether you're a YouTube channel or whether you're a Twitch channel or whether you're a Twitter person, whatever it is. If you can give value in the content you're creating for your channels, you are going to fly. But if you don't put value out and all you do is sell, that is a big switch off. If I sat here and said, oh, this coffee, it's amazing. It's the first time I've tried actually Maxwell House. It's pretty good. Now you might go, oh, cool, he likes Maxwell House, we'll go try it. You don't know that I've just been paid by Maxwell House to say that. But if I sit here and go, Maxwell House coffee is incredible, you should definitely go to the shops to look at buying some of this stuff because it's brilliant. You're more likely to go, yeah, screw you, mate. I'm not really that bothered about listening to your advertising and you're selling all the time. Go away. And it's the same with anything you do with your business. Don't sell within your business. Give the value that your business is capable of giving, and people will become part of your tribe. They will become part of your audience. They'll start following you. They'll start sharing your content. They'll give a damn about what it is that you've got to say, and they'll eventually, at some point, maybe become a customer. But if they don't become a customer, that doesn't matter because they're sharing your content out. They're helping you reach a wider audience. You're not there to make money from them. You're there to just get your brand out there, get more people talking about you, who you are, what it is that you do. So I want you to think about social media as less of a magic pill and more of a place to be really consistent and have a huge amount of patience. I write about this in my book, How to 9 Times Your Social Media. And like I say, you can get hold of a copy for free in my group. Just go to my group, How to 9 Times Your Social Media, How to 9x Your Social Media. And the link is at the top of the group. It's completely free, will not cost you a penny. Neither things cost you anything. I don't want you to be spending any money, not right now. Just get to the stage where you're creating some content. Please just start making more content for your brand, for your business. It really doesn't matter. Thank you very much for following Azad Boy. That's very kind of you. Make sure you share the content as well on Twitch. I'm not entirely sure how you do that, but make sure you get more people watching. That would be really cool. So yeah, you need to be consistent and patient with your content on any social media channel. You don't just suddenly get millions of people following you on any social media channel these days. I know people who are YouTubers and they truly believe and understand that they have fallen into the situation they're in because they started creating content at a time that when someone retweeted them or talked about them within their content, they actually grew as an audience. I have a friend, he was talked about by the Shaytards when they were really popular, his audience grew. I was talked about by a guy who's a huge Slovakian YouTuber. I was making at the time content around Slovakian language, and I was actually speaking Slovakian because my wife is Slovakian. My audience went bang instantly overnight. I went from like 600 subscribers to I think it was about 3,500. Absolutely incredible growth just overnight. And there are some people who went from a few thousand subscribers to 20, 30,000 plus subscribers because different websites have talked about their content because it was funny and gave value and it was entertaining. So those kind of things can still happen, but that kind of growth doesn't really happen as much as it used to because we are saturated with content on a regular basis. So the way to overcome that is to consistently give that value, consistently entertain people when you're creating content. If you consistently do that, then the audience who will come from those bits of content that might get mentioned, you might get mentioned more than once. And also those people will go, well, this guy's creating content all the time. That's really good. I'm going to start sharing that out so my mates can see it because he does a really great impression, or he's really funny, or he's brilliant at this game, or they create a great product, or this beard balm is absolutely fantastic, or this music's really cool that this guy does. Whatever it is that you do within your brand or within your business, you need to look at creating content on a consistent basis and not expecting huge growth instantly. That's where the level of patience has to come in because you're not going to get an audience really quickly. This is going to take time to do. So if you are consistently creating your 3 videos a week, maybe, for example, and you do that for a month, well, that's what? 12 videos. Whoop-de-doo. If you've not got an audience then and you stop, that's on your head be it. It's a really stupid thing to do. If you're getting an audience and your audience is slowly growing, then just keep going, because your audience will continue to slowly grow, because you're giving value, you're giving entertainment, you're giving your audience what it is that they want to see. But if you just stop because you haven't got 1 million subscribers after 1 month, then you're an idiot. You've got to keep going. And that's the same with every brand and every business. When you're creating content, when you're putting stuff out on Twitter, when you're putting stuff out on Facebook, I see so many people complaining about the fact they don't get the interaction that they want. And then you ask them, well, how long have you been creating content? And it's been a couple of weeks, or maybe a month, or even 3 months. But they've only been putting content out once a week. And you're like, well, that's not consistent. That's just dropping into the feed of people's like social media channels and probably getting cannibalized by everybody else. Start creating consistent content so people can see what you're creating all the time, putting stuff out there. If you want to grow your YouTube channel, then take snips out of your YouTube videos and post them on Twitter and post them on Facebook and get people to go, well, that's really funny. I like that bit. I'm going to go watch the full video, which is on YouTube right now. Draw people back to where your main hub is, whether you are somebody who wants to be a YouTuber or whether you're a business who wants to grow your brand and you want to sell more of your product. You draw them back into your main hub by giving people little snippets around other areas so that you're removing that level of friction for them, because they can consume some content where they enjoy consuming content and then go, I really like this guy. Where does he want me to go? YouTube. Okay, I'm going to go watch it. I really like this girl. She does some really great stuff. Oh, where is she? LinkedIn. Right, I'll go there. Oh, this person makes some brilliant jewelry. You know what? I fancy seeing what else they've got. Where do they want me to go to the website? Okay, fine, not a problem. And they go to your Shopify page, or they go to your website, or they go to your eBay page, whatever. But if you're not creating consistent content, nobody's going to see that. If you're not communicating, nobody can hear what it is that you've got to say. So I know I keep reiterating the same message over and over again, but be consistently content and be patient. This is not going to happen quickly. You are not going to grow an audience fast. If I thought I was going to grow an audience fast by doing live videos, I would have stopped 2 weeks ago. It's as simple as that. What I do understand, though, is that not everybody can watch live. Not everybody wants to watch a long video, but I can take this content that I've created right now, I can repurpose it into more content so people can still get value from short value pieces of content on other social media channels that I use: Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Periscope. And that's just a few. Then you've got Byte, another one that you've probably never heard of. But all these different social media channels that you could create content for just by doing this one big thing that I'm doing right now. So yes, you might not watch the whole video. Yes, you might not come and watch the live, but I have content for days just from this one video. And I'm doing this every single day. So think what you could do, even just creating one video every single week or something like that. But you've just got to be consistent with what you're creating. If I thought I was going to get an audience straight away, I would have stopped ages ago. I get like maybe 10, 15 people watching live, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. And I really appreciate it, but it's not a huge audience, is it? I do know, though, people will come and watch on replay, so it ends up being in the hundreds of people actually watching on all the different social media channels. And I do know then I can take that content, I can repurpose it into more content, put that onto different channels, and that draws more people into what it is that I do, and they see that. So it ends up being thousands of people seeing my content. But I don't get tied down by the numbers, because what's the point in getting tied down by Vanity Metrics? Nobody cares about numbers, really. That's why Instagram have removed the likes. That's why YouTube allow you to hide the number of subscribers you've got. They're not important. It doesn't matter. The algorithm likes them, but actually for you, right now, it's all about creating content that somebody is going to see. Whether it's 2 or 3 people, or 100 people, or 1,000 people, or 1 million people, it doesn't matter. You're just wanting to create content that people are going to see and get value from, and hopefully buy from your brand somewhere down the line. But just don't sell at them straight away. So hopefully you've got a bit of value from this. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's live stream. We are staying live for just a little bit longer. So if you've got any questions about what I spoke about today, or just generally any questions, full stop, drop them into the comments right now. I would love to know what your questions are. I would love to try and answer as many of them as I possibly can do. And yeah, simple as that, really. So come on, drop your questions into the comments, and if not, then we'll disappear at around about 35 minutes, which is fine by me. But if you've got any questions, drop them in there. Also, I do understand as well, not everybody is keen to ask a question live on a show right now. So if you're not, drop me an email. We can either arrange a Skype call and have a chat between us, you and me, on Skype, just one-to-one, or we can chat on email, or if you prefer, you can ask the question, then I can take your details out of it and I can answer them on the next live Dazed and Confused and Generally Buggered, or even on today's Dazed, Confused and Generally Buggered. Oh, one other thing as well. I remembered this because I saw this earlier, so I'm just going to hide that one second. Let me just change that. So I subscribed to Siobhan's podcast yesterday. Siobhan, if you didn't watch yesterday's podcast, an anxiety coach, and she came live on the podcast with live on the video with me yesterday, which I'll talk about in a second. But she gave us the name of her podcast. I didn't give you the full name properly, so look for this instead. I subscribed yesterday to it, which is how I know I'd got it wrong. It is the Anxiety 2 podcast. So go and check it out. Loads of great tips on there, loads of great help on there. She's a good speaker and obviously very friendly, as you will have seen if you watched yesterday's live stream. So Siobhan's podcast, the Anxiety to Confidence podcast. Go and check it out. It's available on iTunes, Podbean, and I think she said Spotify as well. But go subscribe on iTunes, because then you can leave a great review, give her 5 stars, and help her get her content out to more people, which would be really cool. But as I mentioned, so she came live on the stream yesterday. If you would like to come live on the stream, you are more than welcome to. We can have a chat about your business, about your brand, get your name out there to more people, so more people know about your business and your brand. We can answer any of your questions live on the stream as well. So if you're happy to be on video and you want to come and have a chat, it would be really cool. It's nice to have some face-to-face interaction as well and talk to somebody different other than my lens and an 18-month-old toddler. So if you would like to come and join me, that would be really cool as well. Whether you've got a brand or a business, whatever it is that you're trying to grow, we can try and help you get that content out there and get more people looking at what it is that you do and maybe spending some money with you, which is something we all want at the moment. And trust me, I know people are spending money right now. It may seem like we're all in dire straits and that every business is going down the drain, but they're not. Not every business is flourishing, admittedly, but not every business is going down the drain either. So the work is out there. There is money to be spent. There is money to be earned. You've just got to know how to talk to people. Anyway, we are fast approaching the 35-minute mark. I promised myself I would never say that. I used to tell my presenters off for saying that. Fast approaching. You're not faster approaching time now than you were earlier or the day before. Oh, I hate that saying. I will never say that again. If I say that ever again, I give you permission to slap me. Not too hard, because I'm a bit of a wimp, but slap me anytime that you see me. Anyway, right, I'm going to disappear. Thanks so much for watching today. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's midday, so go off, enjoy your lunch, and then start thinking about planning your content for the coming week so that you don't end up with a scattergun approach to your social media. You can still do the bits and pieces where you just drop in and go, hello, what's happening? Hello, how are you? All those kind of things. Go and take part in different Twitter hours, all that kind of stuff. That is being social on social media. But when it comes to actually the structured part of your social media, get structure, get that plan in place, understand how you're going to talk to people, what it is you're going to say on a day-by-day, week-by-week, month-by-month, year-by-year basis, so that you know what content you're going to be creating and putting out there for everybody to consume and get value from. Okay, anyway, until tomorrow, when we will be back about the same time, roughly, can't guarantee anything, but tomorrow I will have a guest on the show. I was hopefully going to have a guest last week. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it, but we've been chatting. He's available tomorrow. So if you have a YouTube channel and you want to ask any questions about YouTube, I have a guy joining me who is an absolute YouTube expert. This is completely his niche. He doesn't concentrate on anything else. So if you want to talk to somebody about YouTube and how you can get more people watching your content, how you can get your content out further, how you can really go viral. That's probably not the right word to use because viral doesn't really work. It's actually just pure fluke. But if you just want to get your content out to more people on YouTube, join me tomorrow. I'm going to be chatting with Alan Spicer. He's a YouTube expert, absolutely lovely guy as well, full of knowledge, has worked with the guys at vidIQ and people like that, which are some of the great room platforms that you can use to try and help your social media content go further. What's the other one he's worked with? I think he's worked with a different one as well. Let me have a quick look on my Twitter. Where is it? No, it is vidIQ. vidIQ. I thought I was right. But it's, yeah, he's a really interesting guy. We're going to get him on the live stream tomorrow, chat to him all about YouTube. So any questions whatsoever, get them in right now on this piece of content, whatever channel you're watching on, be it Twitch, on Periscope, on Twitter, YouTube, or any of the Facebook streams. Get your questions in now for tomorrow's show, because I reckon it's going to be a popular one. Alan is going live tomorrow with me whenever Soft Lad is asleep in his nap time. So I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. Stay safe, stay inside, and save the NHS or whatever health system you've got in the country that you're watching or listening right now. Take care, and I'll see you then. Bye.